Sit back, relax. You're listening to the Brogcast. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Brogcast. You longtime fans will be happy to know that coconut water is back in the game. I'm now drinking coconut water again. The last episode of the broadcast, I was out of coconut water and I just had plain water. And it felt like something was missing because coconut water has been like a staple. It's been a core part of this broadcast pretty much from the beginning. So during the last episode, when I just had water, it felt like something was missing, and so I'm glad it's back, and I'm sure you fans out there are glad that coconut water is back in the game, or maybe not. Maybe it's something completely arbitrary, and I'm just being a stupid goofball. All right, so this episode is going to be a bit different compared to the last few episodes, and that is because this is not a themed episode. The questions that I'm about to answer are just general questions. There's no theme to them, so that's going to be a bit different. Also, I gave ChatGPT a list of 100 questions, so this is going to be a long episode. This is something that I really wanted to aim for when I first started doing the broadcast, because the podcasts that I listen to, that I enjoy, are usually an hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. So that was something that I wanted to work towards over time, sort of build the stamina, get the voice adapted to it. And I think we're at that point now. So yeah, I'll be answering 100 questions. I'm thinking this episode will probably be 2 hours, maybe a bit longer. But the longer the better. So, all right, let's get started. First question is, what is the best snack of all time? Man, that's a tough one. So I'm gonna give a shout out to one of the fans of the show, Jessica. She recommended this podcast to me called Crackheads. I'm just starting to get into it. These guys will do the most stupid shit for like 2 hours. And there was one episode where this is a crazy ass episode. So they had sort of a competition on who would make the best steak. And one guy crumpled up the Chester's hot fries on top of the steak, along with a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but if you want to check them out, the podcast is called Crackheads. It's by Goblin Clips. But yeah, that was one thing that the guy put on his steak, and I would say that is the best snack, the Chester's hot fries. They are just so good. I think, I could be wrong, but I think they are a combination of potato and corn. I think that's what gives it its unique flavor. It's a potato and corn chip snack shaped like fries, and then it's got basically like a flaming hot flavor dust that goes on it. They're really fire. I highly recommend them. And like I said, I highly recommend the Crackheads podcast. It's dope. All right, next question is, if animals could talk, which would be the rudest? I would say hippos. Like, I was going to say like cougars or like mountain lions, cougars, whatever you want to call them. I was going to say that, but they have a reason to really attack people because they have, their cubs are nearby or they feel threatened. Hippos are completely like sociopathic. There is no reason for them to attack people. Like, they will just claim whatever body of water that they're in. They'll claim that as theirs. Like, And if you come by in a boat and there's a hippo nearby, it will run after you. They're really fast too. Hippos are insanely fast, and they just have a freaking, they're on a warpath. Every time I see a video of a hippo, they're always going after people and wanting to kill them just for being in their lake or whatever river. Yeah, lake, I guess. So I would say the hippos would be the rudest. They're freaking psychos. I hate hippos. They're cool looking, but the way they behave around humans, their whole demeanor it's crazy. Next question is, what is a movie you can watch over and over? So I've talked about this movie in previous episodes, but the movie I cannot get enough of is Beverly Hills Ninja. It's Chris Farley, absolute legend. Chris Farley is training to become a ninja in this movie, and he gets into so much like just crazy shenanigans. Chris Rock makes an appearance, and I'm not going to spoil it, so I'll just keep it kind of short. But it's a great movie. I will describe the genre. It's a goofy, stupid humor type movie. So if you're into that sort of humor, that's the movie for you. And I can't get tired of it. I just keep watching it and watching it. Next question is, would you rather live in space or underwater? That's difficult because those are both very scary, unknown places. I mean, we know a little bit about space. We know a little bit about the ocean and underwater, but we don't know all about it. And I'm just gonna have to say space. Like, if I can live in space in just a little, I don't know, spaceship thing, and I'm in one spot and I'm safe from any asteroids or anything. If I'm somewhere where it's completely safe, I'm good. But we don't know what kind of creatures are living deep, deep, deep in the ocean. We've had like sights of different sea animals and shit down there. There's some that have like not washed up ashore, but like there's some that have got to the surface of the ocean, and we've seen what could be down there, but we just don't know how crazy shit is gonna get down there. Space, there's more we need to know. There's more that we can find out about it, but space, if I'm pretty much above Earth and I'm out of the way of different asteroids and shit, if I'm just up there, like like what the NASA people do, if I'm up there with NASA, I'm fine with it. But there's just too much going on under the ocean that we don't know about, and I would not have a good time down there. I almost guarantee it. It just it sounds terrifying. Next question is, what is the most useless talent you have? All right, so I have this useless talent, but it's very vulgar, and I'm not going to talk about it here on this episode because I try to keep things somewhat less vulgar. I swear every now and then on these episodes, but that's about it. So I'm gonna kind of plead the fifth here. So I'm gonna pick a different talent that's useless. I guess a useless talent that I have is my pinky finger can bend into a 90-degree angle. Here, I'm gonna move the microphone, get up to the camera, and do this. This is so weird, by the way. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, check it out. Pretty much a 90-degree angle. And that's pretty much it for the rest of my only my pinky can do that. The rest of my fingers can't do it. But there's another thing too I can do with my fingers, like I don't know. Here, I'll do this again. But like, hold on. So this whole thing, I can kind of bend them like that. I don't know. Other people might be able to do that, but I guess my useless talent is bending my pinky into a 90-degree angle. Oh, that was so dumb. I mean, I guess that's a vibe I want to bring to the broadcast. I mean, I try to keep things somewhat serious, and I try to go for like a relaxing vibe, but I don't mind making it a little goofy. That's who I am as a person. I'm a goofy person, so I don't know. Maybe I should start incorporating that more into the episodes. Next question is, if you could instantly master any skill, what would it be? So I've talked about this in a previous episode, or maybe in a couple previous episodes, but I suck at math. I've always been terrible at math ever since I entered school. Like, throughout my entire school career, absolutely hated math, couldn't compute it at all. Like, if I could master anything, math would be it. I'll go into detail a little bit. All right. So in high school, I had to take geometry twice, and I also had to be put in a math help class. It was really bad. And even after I got out of school, I was a little bit better at math, like with basic math, basic counting and multiplying, especially when I became a cashier. Like, that was something I had to learn. So I got better a little bit after high school, but it was just basic stuff. But other than that, other than the basic stuff, no way. I freaking suck at math. But if I had the chance to master it, I absolutely would. Next question is, what is your go-to comfort food? Buffalo wings, man. Like, I talked about this in a previous episode because I think it did ask me this. But I used to work as a donations worker at Goodwill. That's a whole nother video. Fucking, I'm just gonna say things did not end well with me there. But anyway, that's kind of off topic. But after I got done working at Goodwill, I was a donations worker. So donations would pour in like for hours, like crazy, and it would just wear me out. And of course, all the other things I had to do. I would be wiped out at the end of the day, especially on our busy days, which was Mondays, weekends, and sometimes Thursdays. But those were our busiest days. And after I got done with work, lucky for me, there was a pizza joint like directly across from it. And then a little bit further down the road, there was a Pizza Hut. And because the pizza joint that was right across from Goodwill didn't have wings, which I thought was dumb, but they had some damn good pizza. But anyway, back to the wings thing. There was a pizza joint that was a little bit further down the road that had buffalo wings. It was a Pizza Hut. And so sometimes I would go down there and just drown my sorrows in buffalo wings. I love buffalo wings. They are just the shit. So yeah, I would say comfort food for me is buffalo wings. I also like to eat them on special occasions, like for the Super Bowl. That was one thing that I did. I went to Pizza Hut, got some wings, and then what else did I get? I think I just got wings, and then of course soda and a couple other things during the Super Bowl. And I'll go on a side tangent about that. You guys can see it. That flag right there. I am an avid Patriots fan. And man, after 5 years of misery, we made it to the Super Bowl. That was the coolest shit ever. Obviously we didn't win. That was a bummer, but we made it to the Super Bowl. That was something that I wasn't really expecting. But I had a lot of faith in Drake May. His first year as a rookie, as expected, wasn't super great, but I had a good feeling about him. And sure enough, Drake May and the rest of this awesome team made it to the Super Bowl. It was the coolest shit ever. But anyway, back to the question. Buffalo wings are my comfort food. And yeah. Next question is, what's a trend you never understood? Let's see. One trend that I never understood was that anxiety song. And because oh my gosh, I've talked about it pretty much, I don't know, for the past 5 episodes, because these questions that it's been giving me keep steering me towards that anxiety song. I can't stand it. I'm glad the trend finally died, but I didn't understand why it became so popular. It was really weird because it's not even a good song. Like I said before, um, it only became popular because people were using it in their videos. There was no substance to it. It's not a good song. It just got popular because people were using it in their TikTok videos. But I never understood. I for people who liked that song, I could never understand why it was good to them. It's just obnoxious. Oh, there's also another song that came out around COVID time, maybe a year prior. And this song, going back to me working at Goodwill, this song played at Goodwill, and I'm gonna back up a little bit here because I'm gonna do the song. I see you every time. I freaking that I can't I cannot decide which song is worse, that song or the anxiety song. They're both very very obnoxious, but man, they're neck and neck. But I think that song, I think it's called Dance Monkey. Yeah, the Dance Monkey song. It's it's the anxiety song and the Dance Monkey song are both very annoying, but I think the Dance Monkey song wins that one. But anyway, back to the question. The the anxiety song never understood the trend, never understood why it would be good. Alrighty. Next question is, if you had a pet dinosaur, what would you name it? I don't know. There's a lot of good names. Rex. Uh, Re- I said a lot of names and then I just named one. I think Rex would be a cool name. Very generic, but I think it works. I would name my pet dinosaur Rex. Next question is, what is the best breakfast food? Um, I would say pepper bacon. It's Man, it's very simple. Okay, I'm gonna go into like the other stuff, but as far as the protein, I think pepper bacon is where it's at. Um, and it's very simple. It's just bacon with cracked black pepper. It's very simple, but it's very very good. I I ever since I first had it, I couldn't go back to regular bacon. Pepper bacon is where it's at. Now, when it comes to the carbs, uh man, I guess I'm more of a waffle person compared to a pancake person. I like pancakes too, but I think I'm more of a waffle person. Especially when you go to like Belgian waffles and like the ice cream and shit. I mean, I guess that goes beyond breakfast. When you start adding ice cream, it just completely takes that off the table. But yeah, I think the best protein is pepper bacon, but the best like carbs, best main parts of a breakfast would be waffles for me. Next question is, would you rather be always 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early? I'm going to say 20 minutes early because I've actually done this. And I've done both. And being 10 minutes late is horrifying for me because not only am I afraid of getting chewed out by the boss and by the people who had to cover me in that time, and people who were expecting me at that particular time, not only that, but I like to arrive to work early. I like to get there. Like when I worked at Goodwill, I would get there like a half hour early. I'm not even joking. And I would just sit in the break room and just kind of, it sounds weird, but I would just sit there, take some breaths, pretty much stare at the wall, and it would keep me calm and get me mentally prepared for the day. In fact, somebody walked in, one of my coworkers walked in, and she was like, "Are you meditating?" And I was like, I don't mean to, but I guess technically that's what I'm doing." But I would get there like a half hour early and just chill and breathe and just get prepared. And so I literally did what this question is wondering, whether I like being there 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early. I would get there 30 minutes early, and it was great because like I kind of touched on, Goodwill was a very high paced, fast paced, high stress job, and so yeah, getting there a half hour early helped a ton. So to answer that question, 20 minutes early all the way. Being 10 minutes late is fucked. All right, next question is, what is the weirdest food combination you enjoy? Um bum 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 bum. I talked about this in a previous episode, and I feel like I'm going to keep saying that because there seems to be some repeats in here, but that's okay. I'm answering 100 questions, so there can't be too many repeats. That it's the the number of questions has to sort of dilute that, I think. Um, but anyway, so the food combination that I talked about was steak with jalapenos. So um, usually what I'll do is I'll get a New York steak, I'll grill it to medium rare because that's how I roll, and then I'll slice a jalapeno, put it on the side with the steak, and that may sound very dry, and you're probably thinking I'm insane, but trust me, the juice from the steak will combine with the jalapeno slices, and when you eat the jalapeno slices, it's the best thing ever. It's a very odd food combination, very unusual, but it's great. I love steak and jalapenos. Next question is, if your life had a theme song, what would it be? Oh man. Well, it's hard to pick one because like there have been a lot of events in my life, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of crazy things. Um, so I think I'm just gonna pick like my favorite song. Uh, I'm gonna go "Cult of Personality" by Living Color. Um, so I talked about how my favorite song of all time is "You Dropped a Bomb on Me" by the Gap Band. Well, that depends on what mood I'm in, really, because I love that song and Cult of Personality like neck and neck. Like it just depends on what mood I'm in. Um, I guess 9 times out of 10, I'll always be in a mood for "You Dropped a Bomb on Me," but I love Cult of Personality by Living Color. I want that to be my life theme song for sure. Next question is, what is your favorite season and why? So this is another repeat question, but those of you out there who are new fans haven't heard me answer this question yet. So I would say my favorite season is spring, and it's because of where I live. I live in Oregon, and so winter used to be my favorite season because we would get bombarded with snow, and I could go out there, especially when I was a kid. I could build a snowman, ride my ATV around in the snow. That was super cool. Um, sometimes when I was a kid, me and my nephew would get on a sled, and then we would tie the sled to our John Deere Gator, which is like it's like a tractor mixed with a go-kart. It's basically a gas-powered go-kart. Actually, that's probably more accurate. It's got a bed on it to where you can load stuff up. It's like for people who have a farm and stuff to carry things and whatever and to get around the property. Anyway, so we would tie that sled to the Gator. My stepdad would drive the Gator, and me and my nephew would get on that sled, and my stepdad would start zooming, and we would hold on for dear life. It was so much fun in the snow. So when I was a kid, winter was my favorite. But now with all of the ice storms we're getting hit with during the wintertime, I don't like winter anymore. I live by a bunch of trees, and what happens during these ice storms, the trees will fall down. And we have quite a few trees surrounding my house that could fall down during one of these storms and crush us. So during the wintertime, and especially during these storms, I am scared for dear life. There is actually one time where I was anticipating one of these storms, and I did not want to do anything. I didn't want anything to do with it, so I just went to a hotel. I was like, I'm not putting up with these shenanigans. I'm going to a hotel. I'm not gonna lose sleep. I'm just gonna sleep comfortably in a hotel, and whatever happens at my house happens. So, but to answer that question, spring is my favorite season now. I like it because there is a perfect um, balance of rain and sun. And now I get my seasonal allergies during the springtime, but I don't know. I think if I do like the process of elimination, I think I can tough out spring a lot more. It's a lot more enjoyable because you get the perfect balance of sunshine and rain. You know, too much rain isn't good, but too much sun and too much heat, as in summertime, isn't good either. So spring is my favorite season. Next question is: if you could live in any fictional world, which would you choose? This is gonna sound really weird, but this is kind of fresh in my head because I just saw a video of it the other day. So there was this show that I used to watch growing up as a kid called Roly Poly Oly, and basically it was set on this planet, and I have very vague memories of it, but basically it was a planet made up of these spherical robots. They were kind of built like snowmen, but like they're made of metal and stuff and gears, and that's kind of how they would operate, just like old like robots. And from what I can remember, it seems like a very interesting world to live in. So I think that would be the world I would want to live in, just because it's so weird and bizarre, but I don't know, at the same time kind of cool. So I would love to live in the roly poly oly world. Next question is: what is something everyone looks silly doing? I would say one thing that people may look silly doing is roller skating. And I'm well, I guess rollerblading too. In fact, I think I think rollerblading is more silly looking, just because, like, and especially when you see like people in movies or TV shows do it, they are not coordinated. And I don't know, something about rollerblading when people are going side to side like this, that does look kind of goofy. So I would say that is something that everyone looks silly doing, is rollerblading or roller skating. Next question is: what is the best type of sandwich? So, my ideal sandwich is like Italian meats, pepper jack cheese, jalapenos, onions. Um, Sometimes if I want to go crazy, I'll put creamy sriracha on it. But mainly, my ideal sandwich is just made of like Italian meats and stuff. I'm a pretty simple guy. The bread, I like an Italian urban cheese bread, or just a regular Italian bread. Um, but yeah, mainly like an Italian sandwich is my go-to. Next question is: if you had to wear one outfit forever, what would it be? So, if weather and climate was not a factor, I would say my go-to outfit would be a flannel, some jeans, and a pair of high tops. That's usually my go-to in the wintertime, or winter or fall. Maybe a beanie too, and a hoodie too if it's really getting chilly. But that's usually my go-to during the fall or winter time: flannel, jeans, and high tops. So like I said, if weather or climate wasn't a factor, if it didn't affect me, that would be my go-to outfit. Next question is: what is the most overrated food? So, um, one food that is really overrated, I think, not really overrated, but somewhat overrated, is Dubai chocolate. Um, I like Dubai chocolate. It's not bad. I've had it before. It's not bad at all. It's a little bit better than some of the chocolates out there or different candies. It's definitely interesting. It's something new, that I think was kind of cool that we brought to the table. And I like Dubai chocolate. It's good. I think it's something new and interesting, that we haven't really seen before. But I think it got really overhyped. Because I've had it before and it's good, but I don't know why, but I was expecting a lot more. So I would say it's slightly overrated. It's not like crazy overrated. You know, it's very good, but it's not as good as I thought it was gonna be. Next question is: what is your favorite board game? I would say Monopoly, and the reason why I love it is because Well, the way that me and my friends play it, we like to put our own like spins on Monopoly. So the last time we played Monopoly, we played the SpongeBob themed one, and we all came up with like our own like parodies of the different establishments in SpongeBob. So like the Krusty Krab had a different name, the Chum Bucket had its own name that somebody made up, and then I think we kept the characters the same, but like there were different elements of the game that we modified too. We modified the rules a little bit. So I think that's why I like Monopoly so much is you can have a lot of fun with it. I would say the only downside to Monopoly is it takes a long time to get done with. Like me and my friends played Monopoly for like 5 hours. It was crazy. Um, I don't think we got. I think we got done at like 1 or 2 in the morning. It was nuts. But that's my favorite board game, Monopoly. Next question is: would you rather fly or be invisible? I would say fly. I've had dreams every now and then where I'm up in the sky, flying over buildings and just doing tricks. It's almost like that Skate 3 game, those skateboarding games, especially Skate 3 or Skate. I think there's Skate 4 too. I always think of the caption is explain this atheists, and it's Jesus skateboarding and like flying in the air, and it's got Even Flow by Pearl Jam playing in the background. When I think of flying, I think of that. So I like cuz it's not like it doesn't have like the typical skateboard physics in a game. It is just completely exaggerated, totally hyperbolic. So it would be cool to skateboard like that too. But that it just kind of gives me that flying vibe. So yeah, I would like to fly more so than being invisible. Next question is what is your favorite smell? I would say the smell of coffee. Like if I walk by a coffee shop or if I'm making coffee in the morning, I really like the smell of coffee. It's unmatched, especially if there's different types of coffee, like different roasts or different takes on the coffee beans. Even like the coffee beans themselves smell really good. But yeah, I would say coffee is my favorite smell. Next question is what is a small thing that makes your day better? I would say one thing that makes my day better is when I have nothing to do. Like if I have nothing to do and I can just do whatever for the day, that makes my day better, you know? Cuz a lot of times I I don't know, I kind of like overhype stuff to myself. And so like so a lot of times when I have something going on the next day, it kind of disrupts my sleep. Like, and it's not like I'm an insomniac or something. It's not like that, but I just can't get it off my brain because I'm getting not apprehensive, but I'm like getting I don't know. I guess that's my body's way, my mind's way of getting prepared. But if I go to bed knowing that there's nothing going on the next day, that automatically makes the day following so much better. Next question is if you could eat one cuisine forever, what would it be? Okay, so it's talking about like different groups of food. Okay, I would say Chinese food, and I love Mexican food. I love Italian food, but the ingredients tend to be a little bit limited. But with Chinese food, there's so many different variations of meals that you can make in the Chinese food cuisine. Um, I think that's why I would pick Chinese food, just because there's a lot more variety. Next question is, what is your favorite holiday tradition? I would say Christmas. It's super cool getting together with family because this is the holiday where most of the family uh, shows up and we get to hang out. Whereas other holidays, um, not as much people show up. But Christmas is the one holiday where everyone's there and we all get to spend time with each other. We all get to exchange gifts, get to catch up with, family members and see how they're doing. Just getting to connect with them. That's what makes Christmas special to me. And that's what makes it my favorite holiday. Next question is if you could swap lives with a cartoon character, who would it be? So I would say Jimmy Neutron, and that is because this dude is super smart. He can time travel. He can create all of these fancy gadgets and just raise hell in his town in Retroville. He can go up into space and also all of the characters besides Jimmy um in the show are really funny in their own different ways. So I would say Jimmy Neutron is the cartoon character who I would swap lives with. Next question is, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? I would say cookie dough. Very simple. It's just vanilla ice cream with cookie dough bits. I also like it when there's a lot of cookie dough in it because I'm not a big fan of vanilla ice cream. Kind of boring. Unless it's from like a fancy ice cream place because they can do it in their own way and make it more than just vanilla ice cream. But yeah, vanilla ice cream with extra cookie dough bits. That's my go-to. And when I was a kid, I used to like chocolate chip mint ice cream, and now I it disgusts me. It's like eating toothpaste. It's like eating toothpaste and chocolate chips. It's a no-go for me. But favorite ice cream flavor is cookie dough. Next question is, what is the best road trip snack? Um hmm, that's a good question. So I talked about earlier in the episode about the Chester hot fries. Those are very good. Like the number one snack, hands down. But if you're on a road trip, you probably don't want to eat something spicy because it could go to your stomach and then you could shit yourself 2 hours into, I don't know, the middle of nowhere, right? You got to get something that's more tame. So I'm going to go with my second favorite snack, and that is Funyuns. Funyuns are super good. Absolute banger of a snack. It's something that it's got zing, but it's not going to fuck up your stomach. Next question is, if you had a robot assistant, what would you name it? I think I'll name it Clinker. It's that word that's been going around. It's like a derogatory term for AI. It's a complete joke. Like you can't offend AI, but Clinker is that word that's been going around. I think it's funny. I would name it Clinker. Next question is, what is your favorite way to relax? My favorite way to relax is chilling on the couch with my headphones on, a cup of mud water or a cup of decaf coffee, and just scrolling on my phone or watching stuff on my tablet. That is my way to relax. Next question is, would you rather have unlimited coffee or unlimited snacks? I would say unlimited coffee. Like, and especially if it's a lot of different flavors of coffee. Now, it's got to be decaf because I'm very sensitive to caffeine. If there was like, if I had access to like 200 different coffee flavors, that'd be the coolest thing ever. Next question is, what is the funniest word you know? I'm I'm gonna go back to clinker. It's so stupid, but it's a funny word. It's so funny and stupid. It's brain rot, but it's funny. Next question is, what is your favorite pizza topping? Jalapenos. Either jalapenos or pepperoni, depending on whether or not I want to wreck my stomach. If I have an antacid prior, I'm going to do jalapenos and pepperoni. But if I want to be nice to my body, then I'll just do pepperoni. But taste-wise, it's got to be jalapeno. All the way, man. Next question is, if you could invent a new holiday, what would it celebrate? I would say a holiday that celebrates all the music legends from over the years. So you could start with like the what do you want to call it? You could start with the early, composers before we could even record music, and then you could go to celebrate them, and then you could celebrate the artists that we had when we could start recording music. When it started out with the wax cylinders, and then went to the shellac records, the gramophone, and then to turntables and all that, just throughout the decades. I think we should pick at least one or two from each decade. Sort of. I guess it's subjective, but I think everybody who celebrates it should pick one person from each era and celebrate them for that day. Next question is, what is your favorite outdoor activity? I would say walking, like going out in nature. Um, I'm very fortunate to live near a trail that goes into a forest, and I get to hear the birds chirping. I get to look at the different, especially during the fall time, like the foliage, or I get to see uh, different. I get to see squirrels, chipmunks, um, and I just get to I get to experience that air. That there's a certain type of fresh air that comes from when you're in a forest or when you're in nature in general. There's something about it, and yeah, I would say being in nature is my favorite outdoor activity. Next question is, if you could only watch one genre of movies forever, what would it be? I would say comedy. Like, I cannot get enough of comedy. Like, hell, even when I'm not watching movies or listening to podcasts or joking with friends, I will find some way to make life funny. Like, I like every day, I'm always laughing at something. So I don't think I would ever get tired of any comedy movies. So comedy would be my forever genre there. Next question is, what is your favorite childhood cartoon? I'm gonna go back to Jimmy Neutron. SpongeBob is a close second. I loved SpongeBob. In fact, I was just watching SpongeBob a couple weeks ago. I was watching the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick treat Squidward like he's dead. So like they treat him as a ghost, and then at the end, Squidward finally confesses because he gets annoyed. He's like, "I'm not bald. I'm alive." So that I was watching that whole episode, and it's kind of an older episode, so it was extra funny because I think the older episodes are really funny. But I love SpongeBob, but I really like Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron's my favorite. Just like I said earlier, just all the stuff that Jimmy invents, and then all the shenanigans that follow. Like, I love Jimmy Neutron. That's my favorite childhood cartoon. All right, next question is, what is the best kind of weather? So my favorite type of weather is, and it's very rare that it happens. It's more frequent during the springtime or maybe early fall. But I like it when it's about 65, 70 degrees. The sun's out, but it's not hot, and you've got a breeze. That is the best weather, like ever. Like I said, it's rare when it happens, but when it happens, it hits different, man. Next question is, if you could be any animal for a day, which would you choose? Um, I would say like a turtle. Like, I've been watching turtle videos recently. There's a turtle on Instagram called Seamus, and dude just it's funny. Like, dude just takes over. Like, he just does whatever he wants to do. Like, and it seems like that's the life of a turtle. Like, turtles, they can just roam around, do their thing. Um, unless there's like an alligator nearby, then rip turtle. But um, turtles just look like they're just carefree. You know, they're just doing whatever. So I would say turtle for me would be the answer to that. Next question is, what is your favorite dessert? Ah, all right. To be clear, this pie does not. No animals are harmed in this pie. It's conveniently called turtle pie. So turtle pie is. It's got a sort of a Oreo slash graham cracker crust. It's got the mousse filling, whipped cream, and then it's got chocolate bits and pecans on top. That is the best pie ever. That's my favorite dessert right there, turtle pie. But like I said, not actual turtles. It's just called turtle pie. I don't know why, but it's called turtle pie, and it's good stuff. Next question is: would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for life? Maybe a pause button, because there's certain things that um I would like to sit and process more before, I make a decision, or before I hear a response to something, or before something happens. I would like to just pause and just process it, and then that may help my decision making or my reaction to something. That would be very, very helpful. Being able to pause life. Next question is, what is your favorite app on your phone? So I'm gonna sound like a boomer, My favorite app is Tetris. So let's see. Where's my phone? I have been playing Tetris like daily. I've been doing like three levels a day for like 2 years now, maybe even three. Let me see. What level am I on? I'm on level 966. So I've been playing Tetris for a minute, and I just love playing it when I'm listening to music or whatever, or if I'm starting to wind down for the night. Tetris is my go-to. It's just it's it's weird because it feels like brain rot because it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything, and I'm getting pretty good at it. Like every once in a while, a boss level will come up, and I can just smash it. Like, and the trick to beating a boss level, don't look at the time because the time is gonna make you sort of freeze and second guess. You know what puzzle piece you're gonna put down. So don't look at my biggest tip for beating those boss levels. Don't look at the time. It helps a lot. Um, so yeah, Tetris is my favorite app on my phone, and it's pretty much the game that I play the most. I'm a big Tekken fan. I love Tekken, but Tetris is just right there. I don't have to wait for Tetris to launch really because when I play Tekken on my computer, it takes a long time to launch. Like, and I don't know if that's a computer issue, but because I have it with Steam, I don't know if that's a Steam issue or whatever or a launcher issue, but it takes a long time to fire up. Whereas Tetris just takes a minute and it's there. And like I said, it's my favorite app, favorite game on my phone. Next question is, what is something that always makes you laugh? I'm gonna say the Instagram Reels. I mean, they can get pretty crazy. Like there's some stuff on there that shouldn't be on there, but some of that stuff is really really funny. There's some stuff on there where I don't even laugh because it's a little too crazy. But most of the stuff that my algorithm recommends to me sends me into a fit of laughter. They're super addictive, but the algorithm just knows me, and I get video after video. Like 95% of the time, I'm laughing my ass off. Next question is, if you had a food truck, what would you serve? I would say buffalo wings. I'm going to go back to my comfort food. And the reason for that is a lot of places serve buffalo wings, but not all of those restaurants do it right. Um, I would say the correct way to make a buffalo wing is, I would say, bread it with, say, like cornflakes. Cornflakes is a good like breading base for buffalo wings. And then because some restaurants won't even put breading on it, and it just tastes very plain. So get the breading down, like with maybe cornflakes, like I said. Fry it, of course. You want to do that. You want to fry it. You don't want to bake it or anything. Baking wings has a different. I don't like baked wings. I like fried wings. And then get the right sauce. The sauce is also very important. So I'm not much of a cook, but if I knew how to make buffalo wings pretty good, I would. That would be my restaurant's main food, my food truck's main food, according to this question. Next question is, what is the best thing about weekends? Best thing about weekends, you don't have to worry about anything. You can just, unless there's something going on, like if you have plans for something, but if you don't have any plans for the weekend, you can just chill and you don't have to worry about anything. It's the best. Next question is, what is your favorite kind of music to listen to? Oh man, I'm gonna have to take a sip of coconut water for this one. This is gonna be a tangent. Oh man, where do I even start? Um, so I am into a ton of different music. So we've got classic rock, classic metal, classic hip hop, funk, a little bit of disco, uh, a little bit of country, just like mostly old country, dubstep. That I have to be in the right mood for. Dubstep, EDM. There's some good pop that's out there. Jazz fusion. speed metal, thrash metal, post grunge, gangster rap, um, grunge. Grunge by itself is something I'm really into. So I guess I'll narrow it down to maybe a top three. So my top three favorite bands overall would be number one would be Alter Bridge. So I've been a huge Alter Bridge fan over the years, and what started it was Alter Bridge had a song called Metalingus, and the WWE wrestler Edge used it for his theme. When I first started watching wrestling, Edge had that as his theme, and I was like, "This is a really cool ass song." So I discovered that song, and then I listened to that album. I think that's One Day Remains. I think it's on that album. So I listened to that album, and then I got deeper into their discography. AB3. My favorite one is Blackbird. Blackbird is my favorite album. There's also Fortress. That's a good album, but it's a little bit more dark. Um, what's that? What's that other one? Oh, the Last Hero. That's a good album. And their more recent ones, that's right. I'm trying to remember. Walk the Sky. I think that's another one of their newer albums. So Alter Bridge, that's my number one. I love pretty much everything that they've made. And to kind of expand on that, Tremonti, that's like a spin-off of Alter Bridge. I love all of their albums too. So number one is Alter Bridge. Two has to be Seven Dust. So Seven Dust has an insane discography. Like, I consider myself to be a huge fan, but even I haven't got through their entire discography yet. There are albums out there that I have not listened all the way through. But so far, pretty much everything from them that I've listened to, absolute bangers. Let's see, my favorite song is probably Skeleton Song. That's my favorite Seven Dust song. I like Black. I like Waffle. No, yeah, I like Waffle. I almost said Waffle Fish because there's a song called Waffle and there's a song called Rumblefish. I think they're off the same album, so I got them kind of confused. So Waffle, Rumblefish. This is a darker one, but it's called Kill Me. There's that one, and then they're actually coming out with a new album in. Is it May? I think they're dropping an album in May. It's somewhat soon, but they're dropping an album there. And then they dropped a couple singles from that album. Is This the Real You? And what's the other one? Oh crap. It just dropped, so I haven't listened to it enough to remember the title. Crap. Oh, Unbreakable. That's it. So, but yeah, Seven Dust is my favorite band. Everything that I've listened to so far, just absolute bangers. I keep getting this video of their performance on Conan O'Brien back in, was it 2000? I think it was 99 or 2000. And this is to the song Rumblefish. The intro to Rumblefish in that it's a banger. Like, that's how you want to start a song. If you're going to start a song, that's how you intro it. And it's kind of funny, the bassist of Vinny, what's his last name? I can't remember his last name, but Vinny, the bassist for Seven Dust, dude has he's got the bass guitar strap all the way out, and he is literally playing like down to his knees. It's really funny, but he's still able to nail all of those parts. So yeah, Seven Dust is number two. Number three is Rush. I really like Rush. So some of my favorite albums from Rush would be, I like 2112. 2112 is it's a different listening experience. It's not like an everyday song you would listen to. It's not an everyday album that you would listen to. It's like reading a book. So if you want to listen to an album that feels like you're reading a book and really experiencing something, 2112 is the way to go. I also like Signals. I like Moving Pictures. I like Presto. One album that I think doesn't get enough love is Counterparts. That's a good album too. There's also, what else is there? Fly By Night. I like that one. Um, oh, what's that one called? It's the one with the girl on it, the woman on it. Permanent Waves. So there's a ton of Rush albums that I'm really into. I think my favorite Rush song is La Via Strangiato. That's my favorite Rush song. Either that or Subdivisions. I think La Via Strangiato is my favorite. And by the way, absolute crazy song to try to learn on the drums. I'm still trying to learn it. And like as far as the timing and the actual parts of the song on drums, I know how to play them. That's the thing. I know how to play them, but it is a physical challenge, especially in the first part. It's like Everlong by the Foo Fighters. That song is really really hard to play physically. Like physically, it's an endurance thing, and it's the same thing with the Via Strangiato, because it's the same thing. It's got this. You've got the 16th notes on the hi hats, but another crazy thing is you have to articulate the hi hat pedal in a certain way. You have to articulate the accents on the hi hat cymbal as you're doing like an endurance thing. So it's really hard to play on drums, but it's my favorite Rush song by far. So that's my top three: Alter Bridge, Seven Dust, and Rush. Next question is, if you could only drink one beverage forever, what would it be? So if this is a beverage that I can't really drink anymore because it has caffeine in it and a high amount of caffeine. So my favorite drink is Red Bull. Something about the flavor of Red Bull, I love it. And like if Red Bull dropped a caffeine-free version, I would be all over it. So if there was no caffeine, I would pick Red Bull as my life beverage. Next question is, what is your favorite game to play with friends? Um, Man, there's a lot of games that I like to play with my friends. I would say one game that I had a lot of fun with playing with friends is Super Smash Brothers. So this was a few years ago. My friend Ford had a birthday party at his house, and our friends brought over their Nintendo Switch, and we all played it. I think there was like five of us, and we all played it. And I'm not super familiar with Super Smash Brothers as far as like the characters and the certain movements. I'm a Tekken guy, so I'm lost, right? Well, something happens when I play Smash Brothers. If I am just button mashing and just throwing in a bunch of combinations of buttons, I somehow just I kick the shit out of everyone, and it makes them mad because they're like, Jonathan doesn't know this game. What is he doing? Like, and there is one button combination that I sort of figured out because I played as Wario, and Wario has this move where he spawns a motorcycle and he runs over people with his motorcycle. So so I just kept doing that. I just kept spamming the motorcycle move, and I was just destroying everyone. And everyone was like, "God damn it, Jonathan! Stop it with the motorcycle. Do something else. This is basically cheating." And I do that with Tekken too, especially with Warang. Like I've played Tekken since Tekken 3. And this was I've played Tekken since 2003. So I've always played as Warang or Eddie Gordo. So I have Warang's moveset pretty pat down. Um and I tend to use a lot of the same moves with Warring just because it works and I know what to do. I know what moves to do and they work, so I use them. The most fun game with friends is Super Smash Brothers. Next question is, what is the best kind of chip? So objectively, um, I think objectively, you can't go wrong with like a basic nacho cheese Dorito. I think that's an objectively good chip that like most people enjoy. But I think personally, my favorite chip is the jalapeno chips by Deep River Snacks. I haven't had those particular jalapeno chips in a long time because my local market stopped selling them. But um, yeah, Deep River Snacks jalapeno chips, the best. The next best after that, as far as jalapeno chips, is probably the Tim's jalapeno chips. Those are great, but they're also full of MSG and tons of different ingredients. They taste good, but they're not very good for you. But even though they're healthier, the Deep River Snacks jalapeno chips were the best. Cause so you've got potato chips and you've got spices, and that's really it. And maybe some salt, but that's really it. It's very simple. And when you eat it, you have that simple flavor, and it's a lot more enjoyable compared to your more popular chips. So I think objectively, in terms of what everyone likes, I think you can't go wrong with a nacho cheese Dorito. But personally, I think the Deep River Snacks jalapeno chips are the best. Next question is, if you could live anywhere for a year, where would it be? I would say Nova Scotia, Canada. It just looks super beautiful up there. I'm a big Trailer Park Boys fan, so you know maybe there's a chance I would run into one of those guys. Um, but I've seen like pictures of the view up there, and it just looks super cool. The only downside is probably their weather, but they pretty much have the same weather that I do here in Oregon, so I'll be used to it. But as far as the views go, and maybe the culture even there, just seems super cool. So I think I would live in Nova Scotia for a year. Next question is, what is your favorite thing to do on a rainy day? I actually like to go out there and experience the rain. Not like not going out there with a t-shirt or whatever and getting rained on. That's a little different. Um, but if I have a raincoat on, and especially if I can smell the rain, I have a lot of people have this, but there's a certain scent that rain has, especially you can smell it even before it starts to rain. But there's a certain scent that rain has that I really like. Um I like rain on pavement. That's also a really good smell. In fact, that would be another good favorite smell. Going back to that one question. But yeah, that's how I and I'll go out there and I'll have a rain jacket on, but I'll experience the rain and the smells and also like I don't know, looking at a wet road or maybe looking at a field that's been rained on. It looks kind of cool. So, I wouldn't stay inside during a rainstorm or whatever unless it got super crazy. But if it's just like regular rain, I like to go out there and I like to vibe with it. Next question is, what is the most satisfying sound? I would say the sound of music. Um, just anytime music is playing, I'm down for it, unless it's bad music. But overall, I think music is a great sound. Holy crap, guys! For the first time, my voice is actually getting dry. I went through a whole carton of coconut water. Good thing I have the water here, but that's the first time that my voice has actually like gone dry. That's weird. All right, next question is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? So like that one question said or asked, and I answered, I would like to fly, but maybe being able to shoot webs and swing like Spider-Man. Because I used to play Spider-Man 2 for the GameCube, and even when it came out on PS4, the Spider-Man PS4 game, I didn't really do a whole lot of the missions. I did like the quick missions on Spider-Man 2, but a big chunk of me playing would just be me swinging web ropes, and just slinging all around town, swinging all around town, um, and just climbing on buildings, and that that would be a super cool superpower to have. Would be the ability to shoot webs and swing around with it. Next question is, what is your favorite fast food item? Um, hmm, fast food, huh? I would say Taco Bell's Crunch Wrap. It's something about, because maybe it's different for other people, but the Taco Bell locations that I'm familiar with, they stuff that crunch wrap with sour cream and nacho cheese, and somehow that vibes with the tostada that's on the inside. Like something about that, it just goes really well together. I think it's because it's sort of like a nacho. It has a nacho taste to it, but and I like the other parts of it too, the tomato, the lettuce, the beef. But the way that the nacho cheese and the sour cream and the tostada vibe together, that just knocks it out of the park. That's what makes it my favorite fast food item. The Crunch Wrap Supreme from Taco Bell. Next question is, what is something you wish existed? I think the ability to time travel. I think that would be really cool. Um, and there are conspiracy theories going around that they're making that a real thing, but I don't think I would try it just yet. I don't think I would time travel unless it got completely patented down, because I don't want to time travel either in the future or in the past and get involved in some fuck shit and then not being able to return to the present, if stuff got crazy. So if we could master time travel, I would love to time travel. That'd be so cool. Next question is, what is your favorite way to spend a lazy day? So like I was saying, just relaxing on the couch, have my headphones on, drink some decaf coffee. Yeah, man, that's the ideal lazy day for me. Next question is, what is your favorite type of candy? I think my favorite type of candy is Skittles. It's super simple, but I really like Skittles. Skittles, I like the original Skittles, but I also like the Skittles back when they had the apple flavor, the green apple flavor one, because green apple is like my favorite flavoring. But a lot of people complained because they wanted the lime Skittle back, so Skittles took away the sour apple and put back the lime. But it's still a very good candy. I like Skittles. Skittles got me number one, and then after that, probably green apple gummy bears. Damn, I keep, I keep highlighting these questions, and it won't let me scroll. There we go. If you could design your dream house, what is one must-have feature? I would say a pool. That's because growing up, I had a pool, and lots of fun memories in the pool. Super cool getting underwater and being able to swim underwater was a super cool experience once I was able to figure it out as a kid. Super awesome. I also like to when I was a kid, me and my friends would do what we call the whirlpool, and what we would do was we would walk around the pool in a circle, probably like for 20 or 30 laps, and then try to swim in the opposite direction. And you would just get it would make a current. So like you would try to swim in the opposite direction and you would just get carried away, and it was really hard. It was like trying to fight like a tornado or something. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of memories. Um Maybe even a hot tub would be cool. Hot tub is super cool. Yeah, I would say hot tub or pool would be like my main thing in my dream house. Next question is, what is your favorite kind of soup? Hmm. I would say homemade chicken noodle soup, but without the chicken. So I've gone into this before. I think this was when I was talking about Thanksgiving in an episode, but I can't stand chicken in most forms, which is kind of funny because I love buffalo wings, but that's because it's got breading on it and sauce, and I can't really taste the chicken. But plain chicken, I can't stand it. So, but homemade noodles with broth and vegetables, that's the best stuff. So I would say chicken noodle soup, but minus the chicken, just the homemade noodles, broth, and vegetables. That's my ideal soup. Next question is, what is the best kind of cookie? I would say chocolate chip. It's very simple, but it works. Now when we're talking about texture, I would say chewy. I like chewy cookies more than I like crispy cookies. Oreos are a different type of cookie, different ball game, but those work when they're crispy. Soft too. Soft Oreos, like if you make them homemade, are pretty good. But I would say the best type of cookie is a soft chocolate chip cookie. Next question is, would you rather live without TV or without music? I would say without TV. Like, I could not imagine my life without music, you know? Especially when you're going through a rough time and you have, you have music there to get you through it. You have your own, moody playlist. It's there to pick you back up. But I mean, I guess you could watch your favorite TV show and get in a better mood, but I think music is more effective in that. But also, music is just fun, And there's so many different varieties of it. Um, you know, music is just endless. But that's just my opinion. TV is cool, but I cannot imagine my life without music. Next question is, what is your favorite fruit? My favorite fruit is pineapple. Pineapple, I love pineapple, but pineapple does not love me. Um, and it sucks because I prefer fresh pineapple, but pineapple also, when it's fresh, eats your tongue. There's an enzyme in pineapple that literally eats the flesh of your tongue, and it hurts. Um, but there is something that I saw. There's something you can add to fresh pineapple to make it not do that. I can't remember what that is. Um, I love pineapple. Always loved pineapple since I was a kid. Um, Pineapple juice is really good too. I love pineapple juice, especially when I'm sick. Get that vitamin C in, and also it's just really refreshing when you're sick. So pineapple is my favorite fruit. But I don't. I also don't like when it starts eating away at my tongue and makes my tongue raw. It's kind of worth it, I guess. Next question is, what is something simple that brings you joy? I would say hanging out with my cats. I'm an animal person, so even if I have like a goldfish, spending time with my goldfish even brings me joy. But that is something that I do multiple times a day. I'll go out, see my cats, pet them, talk to them, even though I know they can't respond, but interact with them somehow, give them belly rubs, and just interact with them. I'd say, yeah, interacting with my pets, no matter the species, is something that brings me joy. Something simple that brings me joy. Next question is, if you could rename yourself, what name would you choose? So, I mean, I like my name now. I used to not like it when I was a kid because it's a very generic male name. My name is Jonathan. For those of you who don't know, Jonathan is a very a generic guy name. So growing up, I didn't really like it. And also, my name is spelled with the O at the end. It's Jonathon. And I could never find, like, getting a souvenir with my spelling of Jonathan, impossible. So it was the combination of it being an uncommon spelling, but also being a very basic guy name. I didn't really like it. But now I've embraced it. I like it now because it's because of the basicness of it. It's recognizable. People can pronounce it. And I think it fits me. But if I had to pick a different name, I don't know. I've kind of like the name Shane. I think of Shane McMahon when I think of Shane. Shane, or there was a Shane. Oh yeah, there was a show on Playhouse Disney that I used to watch when I was 4 or 5, called The Shane and Shanna Show, and from even back then, I was like, Shane's a cool last name. So I think Shane would be my next name if I wasn't named Jonathan. Next question is, what is your favorite thing to cook? I would say my favorite thing to cook recently is quesadillas, and I do it very simple. I don't do like a full round quesadilla. I like to I like to get one tortilla or maybe two, depending on if I'm filling the quesadilla, heavy. But if it's just a simple quesadilla with a couple ingredients, I take the tortilla and then I put the cheese and maybe some jalapenos, chopped jalapenos, or no, diced jalapenos, put it in a corner of the tortilla and then fold around to that corner so that it comes out as a triangle. That makes it super easy to cook. And then all you got to do is oil the skillet, put it on there, 3 minutes aside, and it's done. It's crispy, it's good, it's simple. That is my favorite thing to cook as of late. Next question is, what is the best topping for pancakes? Um, hmm, I would say butter, especially butter and syrup. Butter and syrup. It's like a lot of these foods that I've been mentioning. It's simple, but it works, and it's the best. Chocolate chips are cool. That adds a little bit to it, but I would say if you don't have maple syrup or butter, it's not a good pancake. Next question is, if you could only use one emoji forever, what would it be? So I use this emoji. I use this emoji a lot. It's the laughing emoji, and that's just because I'm a goofball all the time. So I don't think I would be missing anything if I was just only able to use that one emoji. Um, I'm always a goofball, so I'm always using the laughing emoji. So that would be the emoji that would probably fit best if I only had one emoji forever. Next question is, what is your favorite hobby? Oh man, that's a stupid question. Drumming, man. Drumming, anything music related, really, or video editing. I love video editing. I love doing podcasting. Any voiceover work, I like doing that too. Um, but I would say anything that has to do with music, like creating music. If I'm creating something music wise, I'm all over it. I love music. It's the best. Next question is, what is your favorite kind of bread? Uh, hmm. Like I was saying with the sandwich thing. I like Italian breads. I like an Italian urban cheese bread. It's very versatile. There aren't too many things that you could put on it that don't fit with it. It's very versatile, and yeah, it just works with pretty much everything. Next question is, what is the best thing about mornings? Um, I would say the best thing about mornings is, especially if you get up really early in the morning, just watching the sunrise. There's that. Also, the smell of coffee, like I was saying. There's a certain vibe to the morning that I really like. Same with nighttime. There's like a tranquility to it. Um, yeah, in fact, that would be my ultimate answer. The best thing about mornings is tranquility. Depends on where you're at, but the ideal morning is tranquil. Next question is, what is your favorite type of pasta? I like penne pasta. Spiral pasta is good too, but I've always liked the shape and texture of penne pasta. I don't know why, but that's always been my favorite. Next question is, if you could time travel, would you go to the past or the future? I would go to the past. I kind of want to go in like the 90s, sort of when I was born. Like in no, actually, I want to go to the early 90s cuz I don't know, I keep seeing these videos of the grunge scene back then, and just either being in a grunge band during that time, being like a part of Alice in Chains or Nirvana, or uh Blind Melon isn't grunge, but it was kind of in that um same same group of music at the time, but being a part of that band too, Blind Melon. But Alice in Chains, definitely, I would love to be a part of their band. Oh my goodness, the energy is just unreal. The vibe is crazy. I would love to go back and experience the early '90s music scene. Next question is, what is your favorite TV show to binge? I would say Two and a Half Men. Um, but there is a limit because I think it's season 10. After season 10 is when Charlie Sheen leaves the show, and Ashton Kutcher takes his place. And I feel like, and I know a lot of people will agree with me on this. This is kind of like the unanimous decision. This is like the unanimous opinion among Two and a Half Men fans. The show was not the same without Charlie. But I will binge all the way from season 1 to season 10 when Charlie leaves. It's a great show. I love it. Where's my Oh, there's my water. I shouldn't have put it there. That's not a good place. Right next to my computer. Not a good place, Jonathan. All right, next question is what is your favorite type of cheese? My favorite type of cheese is pepper jack cheese. Um, and I mean, I love spicy food, so that's a big reason why I love it. But also just because I can put it on pretty much everything. Um, I can't think of a certain sandwich or pretty much yeah, a certain sandwich or a certain thing that can't incorporate pepper jack cheese. It's very versatile. Next question is what is your favorite sport to watch or play? I would say football. Um, I love watching football. You know, like the flag implies, I'm a big Patriots fan. I love to watch football. I also love to play football, and I didn't get the chance to play football when I was a kid or in high school because I wasn't really into that at the time. I was just mainly on. I was mainly a band kid, but um, I would say like my freshman. No, I think it goes back further. I would say eighth grade, seventh or eighth grade is when I started to like football, watching football at least. But it wasn't until after high school that I really fell in love with the sport and wanted to play. So, in an ideal world, if I could go back to the prime age of playing football, I'd do it. I'm 27 now, so there's there's no way that I can actually play football professionally because there's a lot of training that goes into it, and that takes years. So I'm too old, man. But if I had the chance to play, if I had the chance to go back and play football, I totally would do it. Next question is, what is your favorite way to exercise? Weight training, man. So here's the thing. This is kind of funny. So I do weight training, but all I have is a 50-pound dumbbell, and it does limit my exercises to a certain extent. But I can do a lot of different things with it. Um, I can hold it up and do squats with it. I can another one of my favorite exercises to do with it is the floor chest press, like you're bench pressing. I also like doing the Arnold press. I recently got that accomplished. I was able to Arnold press a 50-pound dumbbell for the first time ever. Um, and I think at a certain point it will plateau, and I will need more weight, and I will need to do different exercises, maybe join a gym. But I don't know. I kind of like working out at home. I think if if once that time comes and I'm totally maxed out on the 50 and I'm it's a lightweight to me. Once that happens, I'll just get more weights cuz working out at the gym, I don't really like it. I like working out by myself. It's just me and I can just focus on me. There's a lot of drama that happens at the gym, especially with influencers, and I don't want to get roped up into that. Like I watch videos about that all the time, and it's just like, yeah, I don't want to go to the gym now. Those influencers ruined it for me. Oh my god, he's looking at me. No, he's not. Dude is just focusing on the sets, and he's looking in that general direction. He's not being a pervert. And don't get me wrong, there are creepy people out there who go to the gym who will do that, but the vast majority they're not doing that. It's stupid. Stop trying to aura farm. I'm using freaking Gen Alpha slang. But my point is not everyone's doing that. But that's kind of scared me away from going to the gym and just deciding to work out at home. It's just cuz all the drama. It's stupid. All right. This is a repeat question. What's your favorite type of pie? That's weird. So I guess I'll be answering 99 questions today. All right. Next question is what is your favorite thing to do with your friends? So, my favorite thing to do with my friends is just sit around and bullshit. And we'll throw on a movie or whatever to watch together, but it's mainly just riffing and joking and also just yeah, mainly just riffing and bullshitting and just talking shit. Like that's what me and my friends like to do. It's the best thing ever. Just bullshitting with them. Next question is, what is the best way to spend a day off? Like I said, relaxing, put the headphones on, listen to music, drink some decaf coffee. I'm a simple guy. Like when I'm spending a day off, that's what I do. Or maybe I'll do some drum covers, or I'll record a podcast like I'm doing right now. But mainly just relaxing and listening to music. That's my number one way to spend a day off. Next question is, what is your favorite smell from the kitchen? Um, I would say garlic. I love garlic. I put that on everything. Garlic is just the best smell. Now there are some people who don't like garlic because, especially if you use too much of it, it will just it basically tear gases the house. But if you're mindful of how much garlic you're using, if you use the right amount, then it smells great. But at the same time, I love the strong garlic aroma. It's the best stuff ever. I think my favorite thing to put garlic on, or in, I should say, because I like to use fresh garlic, is green beans. Green beans with olive oil and garlic, chopped garlic. Or no, minced garlic. I keep earlier I had that issue. I got mixed up. I think I was talking about jalapenos with the quesadillas. I said chopped and I meant diced. So yes, again, I mean diced garlic. No, not fuck. Minced garlic. Jeez. You can tell I'm not a chef. I don't even know the terms. But minced garlic with some olive oil in the green beans and fried them, not really fried, but sauteed on the skillet. It's good stuff, man. But the garlic is my favorite smell from the kitchen. Next question is, if you could be famous for something, what would it be? I would love to be famous doing this. That would be awesome. I love doing podcasting. It's super fun. But I think number one would be drumming. I would love to, or just making music in general. If there is a way for me to become famous doing music, that's the best thing ever. Next question is, what is your favorite kind of juice? I think my favorite kind of juice is orange juice with pulp and lots of pulp. And that's kind of a hot take. I know people are very defensive when it comes to their favorite type of orange juice. And there are a lot of people who just think orange juice with pulp is like a cardinal sin. But I think the more pulp you have, the better. It's and obviously you don't want so much pulp that it's not drinkable. You're just drinking, you're drinking an orange basically. You don't want that. But just enough pulp to where you're drinking it and the pulp it gives it like this freshness taste. I can't explain it, but orange juice without pulp, and especially if it's orange juice from concentrate, it's not even orange juice at that point. Like you're on the line of it becoming like Sunny D. Like it's just not orange juice at that point. But fresh orange juice with pulp is the best. It's the pulp just makes it taste more fresh. Those of you who like pulp will understand. Next question is, what is the best kind of breakfast cereal? So, as far as healthy, I think my favorite breakfast cereal is the Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon has a bunch of different flavors, but the only flavor I've had so far is the Fruit Loops one. I forget the name of, like the exact name of it, but it's basically Fruit Loops, but it's healthier. It's got 10 grams of protein. It's got fiber, natural flavors and colors, and it's low in sugar, low in carb. So it's super healthy. Now, in terms of the best tasting, I'm going to say Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I haven't had that in forever, but it is very, very good. But it's also super unhealthy. But so for the healthy cereal, Magic Spoon. But as far as taste, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Next question is, what is your favorite way to celebrate good news? Maybe go out to dinner with some family or friends. I think that's like the main thing. Or maybe having like a little party at home. I think that's the best way to do it. Or just unwind somehow. I don't know, just relax and just have a day to yourself. Maybe that's another good way to celebrate. Or binge eat, have some junk food, Every once in a while, that's okay. celebrate with some junk food, or maybe your favorite beverage. So, yeah, those are a few different ways that I like to celebrate good news. Next question is, what is your favorite thing about summer? I would say swimming in a pool. Something about, being in that hot, blistering heat and then jumping into the pool and just cooling off. And then also having the chance to, hang out with friends if I'm at my friend's pool and we're just chilling or goofing off. Or if the boys have some drinks in them, we're just doing the craziest shit. There was one time me and my friends were in a pool at my friend's house, and I wasn't even drunk. I don't drink, but I had this wild idea. So we had one of those floaties with the handles on them. I think it was a horse or something, but it was like an inflatable horse, and it had handles on it. It was meant to be rowed in the pool, but also it was meant for kids, right? Well, my friend had one in there, and I was like, "Fuck it." I I beelined from the outside of the pool and just jumped and tried to land on it. And I just went like this, and I grasped onto the handles and I tried to balance, and it didn't work. I capsized, went underwater, and I came up and I inhaled some of that water. So I was not having a good time. But stuff like that, just the idea of having fun and doing crazy stuff in the pool, that's one of my favorite parts about summer. All right, next question is, what is your favorite thing about winter? I would say the snow. And like riding an ATV in the snow, or if you got the right kind of car, drifting in the snow, going to an empty parking lot and drifting in the snow, that's always fun. I used to have a Volkswagen Golf. I had a 2010 Volkswagen Golf. It was a manual transmission, 5-speed manual. Had the 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine. Super great car, super fun car. And I remember I came home from work, and my whole driveway was covered in snow, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And it's not like a typical driveway. It's not narrow, don't worry, but it was just outside my house, and I saw the snow, and I was like, I'm doing this, and I revved my engine, and I revved my engine, dropped it into gear, and then hit the e-brake and went, just drifted in it. That's so much fun. Yeah, I would say snow is my favorite part of winter, just for all the shenanigans that I like to get into when it snows outside. Next question is, what is your favorite indoor activity? I don't know, maybe playing some basketball. I like doing that. I was gonna say drumming again, but that's boring. But I like playing basketball, going to like a gym and playing basketball. I'm pretty good at it too, and it's kind of funny because I'm 5'7", so like you wouldn't expect for me to even be able to get the ball up there to the hoop, but yeah, I'm pretty good at it. I think basketball is my favorite indoor activity besides drumming and all that. Basketball. Next question is, what is your favorite type of cake? My favorite type of cake is German chocolate cake. And I have it every year for my birthday. It's funny because it's really hard to find, and also, it's a little bit different for people to make. But if I can find it, if I can get my hands on chocolate cake, or if I can get my hands on German chocolate cake, that's what I do. That's my favorite type of cake, German chocolate cake. Next question is, what is your favorite way to pass time while waiting? I'm gonna go back to Tetris, man. Like, if I'm wanting to kill time, or if I'm like in a waiting room at the doctor, or like at the dentist, or if I'm just chilling, waiting for something, I like to pull out my phone and play some Tetris. Next question is, what is your favorite type of tea or coffee? I'll do both, just for the sake of it. So my favorite type of tea, there's a local tea company in my area that makes this peppermint green tea. It's called the Moroccan Mint. It's really, really good. That's my favorite type of tea. I also like if I don't want the caffeine from the green tea, like if it's late at night or something, I like the fruit hibiscus teas. So there's a company called Celestial, and there's a sample pack. It's weird because they have the sample pack, but you can't buy the flavors individually. It's really weird. But the sample pack has peach flavored hibiscus tea, raspberry, blueberry, cherry, and I think that's it. I think that's all of them. Or no, there's also a wild berry. There's a wild berry one. Um, so that's my second favorite type of tea is the hibiscus fruit teas. My favorite type of coffee is obviously decaf coffee. I don't really do well with high amounts of caffeine. Um, I do caffeine on the days that I'm completely sleep deprived and I really need it, or if I need to stay up late for something like in a few days I'm going to a concert and it starts at like 7, so I'm gonna need an energy drink to get through that night because 7 o'clock is usually my wind down time when I get ready for bed. So in those instances, I will drink an energy drink or something with high caffeine. But anyway, back to coffee. Um, I'm not super picky on the flavor of the coffee. Like as long as it's a regular coffee, it's not something like fruity or anything crazy added to it. I like it. Just a run of the mill regular coffee is my favorite type of coffee, but it has to be decaf. Next question is, what is your favorite type of smoothie? So there is a coffee shop in my area, and I haven't been there in a very long time, but so I don't know if they still make it, but my favorite smoothie from there, all the way back since I was a kid, is their raspberry smoothie and the whipped cream. The whipped cream they put on it, the best. So that coffee shop makes a raspberry smoothie that's really good. I don't know how they make it. It's weird because like I don't know what makes it so special. I, like I've never had a smoothie like it before. Like it's a one of a kind smoothie and it's so good. It's the best. So my answer to that, the raspberry smoothie from that particular coffee shop. Next question is, what is your favorite thing to order at a restaurant? Um Once again, buffalo wings, but at the same time, actually, if I'm willing to get messy, then yeah, buffalo wings, but if I'm on like a date or something, or if I'm in any situation where I just don't feel like getting messy, because buffalo wings, the sauce gets everywhere. I mean, it gets messy, but after that, I think my go-to is like a burger and fries, a cheeseburger with fries. That's my go-to. There's a restaurant that's probably 10 minutes away from my house, and their burgers are out of this world. Like they are so good. I'll go there and I'll get a double cheeseburger with jalapenos added and fries. That's what I love to get there. They also make good wings too. But yeah, if I'm not willing to get messy and embarrass myself, I'll go with a burger and fries. Next question is, what is your favorite kind of salad? So there is a pre-bagged salad. I know they're not as healthy, but there's I think it's a Fresh Express. I can't remember the name of the brand, but they make a bagged salad that's got soybeans in it, freeze dried soybeans or edamame. I think yeah, edamame. I always get those mixed up. They're pretty much the same thing, but technically they're edamame, but they're freeze dried, and it's just a basic salad mix. And then you've got the edamame, a special dressing, and I think that's really it. Oh, sunflower seeds, obviously, and it's really good. My favorite part, obviously, is like I keep saying, is the edamame. It's called the sunflower crunch. If you guys are looking to try it, I haven't had it in a very long time. I don't think they make it anymore. They might still, but it's called Sunflower Crunch. I highly recommend it. Next question is, what is your favorite way to unwind after a long day? Man, I keep answering questions like this, but it fits a lot of different things. But putting the music on and drinking some decaf coffee, or maybe even some mud water, because mud water. I'll go into it a little bit, but mud water relaxes me a little bit. So that's another way I like to unwind. So mud water, for those that know me, no, I won't shut up about it. It's like the best thing ever. But mud water is a coffee alternative. It's got adaptogenic mushrooms for focus, energy, and gut health. Um, One mushroom that's in it is the reishi mushroom. That gives you energy and is supposed to support stress relief. Then there's lion's mane, which is for focus and memory. Chaga, I think, is for digestive health. I think that's the digestive health. Cordyceps is another mushroom that's in it, and it's for stamina. Um, but all of them, in general, are great for your body. And then it's also got chai and cocoa powder. And I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the taste. It's very earthy, but if you pair it with the right creamer, it is delicious. It's like a cinnamony, like cocoa, like a hot cocoa type taste. I I'm really lazy with it. Like I drink it for the function of it. Mix it with almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, and I'll just chug it down. But um it like I said, it relaxes me after a long day and it keeps me focused throughout the day. I love mud water. It's I highly recommend it for those of you who are looking to kick coffee and high amounts of caffeine. One thing I will say though is if you're sleep deprived, mud water is not going to help you. It may help your focus a little bit, but it's not going to wake you up like a coffee would because coffee shuts off the sleep receptors that are active after you've had a bad night's sleep. But if you've got a good night's sleep and you're just looking for a little pick me up and you're looking for something that lasts throughout the day, because coffee doesn't last long. The energy from coffee doesn't last very long, but mud water keeps you going all day and it's the best thing ever. So if you're looking to kick coffee, go with some mud water. There's also another company that makes mushroom coffee called Rise. Rise makes a good mushroom coffee. Um, I'm just a big mud water fan. I've just been buying from them for 3 years, so I just do mud water. But Rise is good. There's another company called Everyday Dose. They make a good mushroom coffee too. But I'm just a mud water guy. I'm just a mud water guy. So anyway, that's how I like to unwind. Music, decaf coffee, or mud water. All right, next question is what is your favorite type of breakfast drink? So, taste wise, I'm going to go with the orange juice with high pulp, but that's not good for your blood sugar. It's not very healthy. You get some vitamin C and maybe some calcium depending on what orange juice you get, but overall, it's not super healthy. But my favorite type as far as taste, yeah, orange juice with pulp, but my favorite healthy drink would probably be a protein shake or one shake that I've been doing, especially before workouts. Super simple and it's delicious. I mix a banana with cinnamon and almond milk, and then a little bit of protein powder. Um, I mix that up, and it's a great breakfast drink, but it's also a very awesome way to get fueled up for a workout. It's a great pre-workout drink too. So that's got to be my number one favorite breakfast drink as far as healthiness goes is the banana almond milk cinnamon protein powder shake. It actually tastes like a cinnamon roll. It's really weird. Like if you put enough cinnamon in there, it tastes like a cinnamon roll. I don't understand how those two things correlate, but yeah, it tastes like a cinnamon roll. So I highly recommend it. Next question is what is your favorite type of street food? I would say street tacos. Yeah. Um, little corn tortillas. Yeah, soft corn shell, some steak, some onions. I don't like radishes, so I skip that. So steak, onions, cilantro, jalapenos, and then a little bit of green salsa. Yeah, that's my favorite street food right there. Next question is what is your favorite thing to do before bed? Music is a big thing. I also like to scroll on my phone, but as I get into sleep mode, I like to put on a podcast. Um, Sometimes I'll listen to like very informative, very insightful type podcasts where you're learning something, but mostly I stick to my but mostly I like to do my comedy podcasts. So the Snark Tank podcast, I've talked about them. I've talked about them many, many times. The Snark Tank podcast, and then Stavi's World with Stavros Halkias. Super funny show. I have the Patreon subscription for both of those podcasts. I highly recommend that you do because you get all the content. Super funny, super funny. So I would say, yeah, as I'm getting into sleep, podcasts. But before that, probably music and just doom scrolling. Next question is, what is your favorite type of sandwich bread? Bruh. Well, okay, I guess they got me. First, they started off with bread. Now they're saying sandwich bread. So, sandwich bread, yes, once again, an Italian urban cheese bread. Or if I want something more plain, more simple, than just a regular Italian bread. Or maybe even French bread. Next question is, what is your favorite type of popcorn? Oh man, you can't beat the ones from the movie theaters. That's the best type of popcorn. They use the right kernels. There's a special type of kernel that they use, but also the topping, the buttery topping, which I found out isn't even butter. It's they use coconut oil, or no, yeah, yeah, they use coconut oil with what is it? Flavorol, I think is what it's called. Flavorol or something like that. That's like the seasoning they put in it. And it's basically just that. It's coconut, yeah, it's butter flavored coconut oil and then that flavorol thing. Um so all the way from like the kernel that they use for the popcorn and the topping that they put on it, you can't beat the movie theater butter popcorn. All right, final question is, what is your favorite way to start the day? So, I would say my favorite way to start the day is with some mud water, like I said. And that is if I get enough sleep. If I get enough sleep, then, I mean, if I get enough sleep, that's already starting my day the right way. But I'll drink some mud water, maybe go outside, go for a walk, or just go outside and get some fresh air, feed my cats, interact with them, get a nice breakfast in. Maybe have some decaf coffee too, or caffeinated coffee, depending on, what I'm feeling. If it's early enough, I can have caffeinated coffee, but it has to be pretty early. So there's that. Get a good breakfast going. I do like the Magic Spoon cereal, and I do like the pepper bacon, like I was saying. But another breakfast food that I also like is there's a company that makes these sausages locally. I don't want to dox myself, so I'm not going to say the company that makes it, but they make these hot sausages. And during the 4th of July, they have the firecracker hot sausages, and they are very, very spicy. But man, that's how you want to start your morning right there. Like, or maybe not. But as far as the flavor, it's got a nice kick to it. I love those firecracker hot sausages for breakfast. So there's that. Ordinarily, I will have the Magic Spoon cereal with a protein shake. That's my ideal way to start the day. All right, guys, that does it for this episode of the Brogcast. I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Peace.